Welcome back. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen you all in forever. Listen, I had a great week. We'll start by that, but first let me say welcome back to another episode of Talking TVL. I'm your digital host, Breona Winn, and if you don't know what this is our pre-show to the lifestyle show, Tennessee Valley Living, which airs every weekday, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Now back to me for a second. Last week, I was not here. Why was I not here? Because I was in NYC, okay? I don't know if I told y'all before I left, but it was absolutely phenomenal. Hold on, let me find my mouse. Okay, it was a blast. So I went up there originally. We went to New Jersey first for a family reunion, and then Jersey and New York, basically the same thing at this point. Let me say, I love the accents. I've always been an accent girl. I love a good British accent, what have you, but I cannot get the New York and Jersey accent. I love them, but I can't. I'm not able to mimic it. So just give me 1 year, and maybe a couple more trips up north. And I promise you, I will be able to sound just like a New Yorker. How about that? But then after the reunion, we traveled over to NYC. Hey, pro tip, don't be like us. Do not bring a car to New York City. Y'all probably knew that. We did not. We have a big family, okay? So, like I said, we went up there for the family reunion. We needed the van. It was actually cheaper and a little bit more efficient. However, efficiency costs in New York. How does it cost? You could need to get 8 miles down the road. It's going to take you about 1 hour, 30 minutes because it is the true definition of a bumper-to-bumper traffic situation. But every stop we made was worth it. Let me tell you, I have pictures. I'll have a little show and tell, if you would. It's me and my sister. We went to get some pizza on the street. Oh my God, it was absolutely amazing. That is one place or one thing that I was so curious to try, because everyone always talks about the bagels. They talk about the the pizza. I will say I paid $1 for both of those slices. Delicious. 12 out of 10. Can't wait to go back and get more. And then I have a picture. I don't know. I just wanted to capture the beauty of it all. I always see scenes like this on TV shows, on movies. So the fact that I got to walk around Soho, Manhattan for about 3 hours and see this, I was just in awe. And also, I wish I included the picture, but for those of you who love the show Friends, we went to I think it was the coffee shop. I've never seen the show, but my sister loves that show. We walked over there. It was fun. It was great. A lot of people were over there taking pictures of that building, so pretty significant for you Friends watchers out there. Oh, and then look, I got on the metro. I got on the metro. The one thing I wanted to do was get on the metro, the subway, and see a rat. Now listen, you might be like, see a what? See a rat. I did want to see a rat. It was one of my main goals because I've always heard of the rats being the size of a dog. I need to see that for myself. Unfortunately, I'm here to report that I did not get to see it for myself, but it's okay. Nonetheless, it was a great time. It was colder than I planned for, and that's on me. I should have looked at the weather. I did have a really cute outfit that I wanted to wear there, but I wasn't able to. However, I did wear it this weekend because here in Alabama, it is still hot, except for this morning. It was a little chilly, but neither here nor there. I'm back in Alabama. Happy to be here for another episode of Talking TVL and tell you what is happening today on the show. Before we get into that, we missed a week. Okay, usually I like to recap for you what you've missed. I will say that we only had 2 live shows last week since Peyton was also out of town, so we didn't miss too much, right? And if you've been keeping up with The Voice this season, you may recognize last Thursday's guest, Alex Brown. Okay, he sat down with Peyton Walker to tell us all about his experience on the show. And I have the full clip for you right here this morning, so take a look.
The Voice, Alabama has been representing, right? You have seen some local state faces, including one from New Hope. Alex Brown's blind audition had 3 chairs turning and a whole lot of hearts melting with his upbeat vibes and smooth falsetto. He joined Team Nile in the end and made his hometown very proud every step of the way. So today, Alex joins us to talk his experience being on one of the biggest stages in music and what is next now that he is back home in the Tennessee Valley. Alex, my guy, welcome. So excited to be with you in the flesh. I told you during the break, this is probably nothing new to you. I mean, you've been on national television and we're just a little small local TVL we are, but so thrilled to have you. Talk to me. From New Hope, you're living in Nashville now. How did you make it, kind of experience the calls back and forth auditions to be on one of the biggest stages in the industry?
It just kind of happened. One of my bosses said, hey, we're doing auditions at work. You want to come down? And he was like, you got to come now. I was like, okay, sure. So I went and did it, and then I got a call a couple months later. And, it was a bit of a process, but I ended up on the stage.
There you were. What were the emotions like? Again, I can only imagine, 1, performing on national television, 2, performing in front of incredible stars. And I always get so nervous watching the show when people are they're thinking about turning around and you're still having to carry on and keep singing and get their attention. What is the mental process like during that performance?
You know, I was very nervous leading up to it, but right before the doors opened to go on stage, it was just sort of like, you know, this will be over in a couple minutes. Just do my thing the way I know how to do it. And I almost just pretended there was nobody there behind the chairs, you know. And I was just like, I'm just going to play the song, and then one of them turned, and then another one turned after that.
And they just kept coming. Again, you had 3 chair turns in the process. Ended up, though, choosing Team Niall. Was that the plan kind of going in, or did that just speak to you in the moment?
You know, it was the 2 I really was thinking about were Niall and Snoop Dogg. My wife really pushed me for Niall.
Okay.
She was a Directioner.
Big One Direction fan.
You know how that is, right? And he was like her big crush. So yeah, I just had to do that, you know. What
was it like meeting him, working with him? I mean, is he as nice as he seems on TV? He's got to be, right?
Yeah, totally. He was a really friendly guy, you know, just, you know, great guy. Good to work with him.
What things did he coach you on vocal? I'm always amazed at vocal coaching, right? Because I think sometimes you meet people and they just seem to be naturally incredible singers. Other people, though, they are more trained or they have a certain ear for certain kinds of notes. Well, what did that process look like interacting with him coaching you? Any kind of tips that you took away from him being, again, such a famous singer? Yeah,
it was great. I mean, the big thing, you know, he really told me to lean into my falsetto and my upper range.
Yeah.
And that was something that I realized was important about my voice. And yeah, he definitely taught me to do that.
What's the highest note can you hit?
No idea.
You want to try to go for it here on the air?
Probably not a good idea.
Okay. You don't have to set the lights. We didn't do a mic check, right? Yeah, no, you're not.
I haven't warmed up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we know all the vocal exercises, but you are so incredibly talented, Alex. We do know, again, the voice journey has come to an end, which we're still so beyond proud of you. Again, from New Hope, though, you're living in Nashville. What does that music scene look like for you? You work in other jobs, or again, kind of still pursuing music in the same time? How can we best cheer you on?
Yeah, I mean, I've got I just put out a single not too long ago. You can find Alex Brown on Spotify, streaming, everything like that. And my plan is just to have some more stuff out in the near future. So if you just follow me on Instagram, or it's Alex Mitchell Brown, my full name. And yeah, that's my plan, is just have some music released. Are you able to like still keep in touch with Niall? Like once you've been on The Voice, you get an email every now and then? Yeah, and you got his email address. So all right.
So he can maybe be a lifelong mentor for you. And we're, again, so excited to see where you take off. Ultimate dream, you trying to still, you kind of singer-songwriter and make it still big in that world?
I love to perform. I love to write music, make music, and that's my dream.
And I love that, too. I mean, we had 3 people from the state of Alabama be on The Voice in one season. I don't know if we've had that happen. I could have fact-checked that, but that seems pretty remarkable. What do you think it is about this state? Again, we know you're living in Nashville now, but having grown up here, your roots here to this state, for people to be so talented vocally and musically.
I mean, it's not a surprise, you know. Alabama does have a lot of musical history that's overlooked, and I just think it's really cool that we're being represented that way.
Yeah, well, and you represent us so well. Alex, my friend, so excited to see you continue to take off. Again, tell us one more time, your Spotify links, new tracks are out. We want to keep supporting you all the way. Tell us where we can stay in the know and keep in touch.
Yeah, the best thing would be Instagram, Alex Mitchell Brown. It's my full name. And Alex Brown on Spotify. So check me out there.
And follow along there. Alex, huge congratulations to you. Seriously, we are so proud and just continuing to be proud of you for all that is to come in your many accomplishments. So thanks for taking the time with us here on TV.
Thank you.
I love that we have 3 people from the state of Alabama on The Voice this season. We're really dominating. So shout out to you, Alex, and all of our other Alabamians out there on The Voice. Be sure to catch it on WAFF 48 during prime time if you haven't watched it already. All right, let's talk about what's happening on the show today. We've got our girl Rocket City Dietitian back, aka Miss Rachel Brown, and hey, she's making pumpkin biscuit today, helping us get in the fall cozy mood. If you need the recipes right here, take a little screenshot, zoom in if you would. It's a silky, cozy, fall-inspired meal served in an actual pumpkin. I love things like this. It makes me so happy that you can use like the actual pumpkin to eat the soup out of. I don't know, I'm also a big fan of bread bowls from Panera Bread, so this is really doing something for me this morning. But make sure you tune in at 11 to catch that recipe live and in action. And then hey, the realities of menopause, right? This is an important topic that affects older women. And today, Dr. Fiore is stopping by to share some info on the hormone therapy that he offers over at his office. So make sure you're tuned in for that as well. We've got pumpkin bisque at the top of the hour, top of the half hour, and then we've got realities of menopause to close us out with the show. It's pretty, hey, we're pretty well-rounded here on Tennessee Valley Living, so make sure you tune in again every day at 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. Have an amazing day. I will talk to you tomorrow.